Hey friends, and welcome back to my channel. This is Aaronica Cole, and this is the channel where we talk about size inclusive or plus size sewing patterns. We do some DIY tips, tricks, and we actually just started to share a little business information because you know what? I really feel like if I'm going to be making more in 2024, so should you. But with that, let's go ahead and get started. Now, I will say that I did a little reel, a little short, if you will, about how it is now January, which means that we're going to be doing a little bit of focus on sewing with denim, not necessarily only jeans, because here's the fun thing about sewing. Just because a material is specified for something like tweed, wool, etc., that doesn't mean that we can't go ahead and use our imaginations and use it for denim or something else entirely. But for the purposes of today's video, I do want to talk about some size inclusive jean patterns. Why? Because have you ever put on jeans, and now I've shown my body yada up on this channel. Y'all already know that when I turn around, it's like, wow, she's packing all that back there. So finding jeans for me has always been a little bit of a struggle, which means that I have done a little bit of a deep dive when it comes time to trying to decide what pattern I want to use as far as jeans. So I did some research, and I didn't want to be the only girly who's out here wearing some jeans that fit her bottom the best. So let's go ahead and share some size inclusive jeans with the people. The first up, and yes, I did research, y'all. So I've got my handy dandy iPad here, and I'm ready to share because we're going to be efficient, and I want to make sure that I include as many as I possibly can. Now, with that being said, that doesn't mean that I've included them all. So if there is a like size inclusive denim pattern or jean pattern or pattern that you feel like would make some really great jeans, I want you to drop a comment with that below as well. Okay. So with that, let's get started. The first up is the Megan Nielsen Dawn jean. Now, Megan Nielsen, I really love her as a designer. In fact, she's actually one of the only designers that I know that has really specifically designed for pregnant bodies. And I fell in love with her designs when I was pregnant with I think my third child. I actually did not really make a whole lot of pregnancy clothing because I was just like, if I use knit, it'll stretch with me and then it'll shrink with me. It'll be fine. And in truth, that's exactly what it did, but I digress. But she has the Dawn jean, and it comes in two separate sizings. Now, when designers do this, it is not my favorite thing, namely because they don't typically overlap enough of the sizing in order for people who are smaller in the waist and bigger in the hips, also known as the booty, to really make those adjustments. I do think that she does enough of an overlap for it to not be too inconvenient. So she's got the curved jean pattern, and it is a 4-in-1 pattern, y'all. 4-in-1. Okay. So it includes high waist jeans, and it has 4 cuts. The 4 cuts include a tapered leg, a straight leg, a wide leg, and a jean short. I actually don't think that jean short should actually be its own view because, I mean, we can all just cut off at any point in time. So in my head, it's really 3 views. But it also has the lengths for tall, regular, as well as cropped, which I think is important, right? Because when we think of size inclusive, oftentimes we're only talking about plus size. But listen, different bodies like petite, they also need some size inclusivity as well. You feel me? So kicking off strong with Megan Nielsen. And I do like that her stuff is drafted for non-stretch, which is important. And it's supposed to give a more vintage style. Okay, so next up is a big 5 pattern, and it is Simplicity S9266. And this is one of these styles that has the button-up style, and it's kind of like a high waist, and it's just a tapered leg, which I love. You can also do a zipper finish as well. It seems like it's pretty simple. I actually do own this pattern, but very basic. It finishes at the ankle and only has that one tapered situation. I wouldn't quite say it's a skinny leg because it's not like at that ankle area. It's literally just a slight taper. Think of like mom jean, which is actually very in right now. Next up, we've got 2 closet core patterns, we've got the Jude flare jeans. Y'all, the Jude flare jeans are super cute. They feature a patch pocket, which is like on the front, so it's not a slat pocket. So we've got the pocket going down, and it's been designed for stretch denim. But don't worry, friends, I'm going to do another video on the best places that I have found denim from as well, because I have quite the denim collection that I'm not exactly sure why I haven't used, but we're going to be using that this month, okay? So the Jude flare jean pattern. Now, closet core has been around a long time. If you're like closet core, I don't think I've heard of them. They used to be closet case patterns, and they rebranded to be closet core patterns. They've been around for quite some time. Their patterns are fairly easy to follow. Love them. The second one from Closet Core is going to be the Ginger Jeans. And the Ginger Jeans is actually their original denim pattern. Now, when they first came out, they were not the most size inclusive, but they have since become more inclusive as far as their patterns go. And we love that for them. And so the Ginger Jean pattern, very wardrobe, very versatile. They also sell the denim kits as well. So if you're like, I'm committed to making jeans this month, you can get a kit from them, or you can support a Black owned business, which is Nikki Griffith with Sewing My Style. She also has these kits available. So when you buy the kit, you do get like the button, you get the the zip, you get like all the little rivets and things like that as well. And this is just your basic tapered leg. If I'm being completely honest, I don't necessarily love this one myself, but that Jude flare, right up my alley, okay? Moving on to Helen's Closet. Now, I have a special affection for Helen's Closet. I really love her designs, but I also really love her as a person. She's super dope. She's got the Brooks jeans pattern, and it goes up to a size 62-inch hip, which I love. I love that for the big booty Judy girls like myself. And this is for a non-stretch denim. Now, I am very, very excited when designers put whether or not it's drafted for a non-stretch versus stretch, because I think that's really important when it comes time to shopping for denims, as well as deciding what you would like to wear for your body. Many of us are really, can be a little, we actually have preferences on how things feel on our skin. And sometimes those non-stretch denims, they just don't feel good. Like when I sit, like I'm sitting crisscross applesauce, y'all, my body has expanded, and sometimes it just doesn't feel good when you're wearing rigidity or like non-stretch jeans, etc. So these Brooks jeans are designed for non-stretch denim, okay? And let's see, they have it's not a negative ease and it's not too much of a positive ease, meaning that it's going to give you a fitted look, but not like you can't breathe, okay? So it's got a slight taper. So it's just your basic kind of denim jean. Yeah, you've got two different versions of it in here. There's one that has a slightly tapered, and then there's one that has more of a straight leg. Yeah, love those for us. Love those for us. Next up, now listen, I actually I love the owners of Muna and Broad, and I have consistently been buying their patterns and not making them. Judge someone else. New pattern November will be back again this year, okay? But I actually really loved the jacket that I made from Muna and Broad. It gets worn pretty much every day. Hands down my favorite. So I will be using more Muna and Broad patterns this year. But they've got the Noice jeans pattern. Noice, I love it. And the Noice jeans are also a non-stretch, and they are made to be ultra high rise. Yes, giving the girlies what we want, okay? If it's not close to my nipples, I don't want it. Joking but serious all at the same time. So it is a mom jean silhouette. It offers two finishes. You've got a straight leg as well as a tapered leg as well. And there is a deep hem. I like that. So when we talk about deep hem, we're saying that it's not going to be your typical narrow denim hem, which is, it almost has like that crinkly feel, and it's super, super narrow. The wider hem is probably going to be about that thick, which I personally love. I think it looks great, especially on a wide leg situation. Now, this is a pattern designer whom I haven't seen before, and I did not see, excuse me, how her jeans actually looked on a plus size body. But she does have, again, the two separate sizings. It goes from 0 to 22, and I do like that she starts at 0 because, again, size inclusivity is not just plus size. And then she has the separate sizing that goes from 14 to 32. It does sound like there's enough of an overlap there for if you are someone like me whose waist is about 3 to 4 sizes smaller than their hips. So she has, and this is Allan, and she's got the Helen Salvage jeans. And these are a traditional high waist non-stretch jean pattern. And the pattern's based on like the 1930s to 1960s styles. So it's giving a little vintage feel. It looks like it's more of a wide leg, and the hem is flipped out. So you're doing like your basic narrow hem and then folding it on the outside to kind of give it that contrast of the fabrics on the outside. And of course, I suppose you could fold it in if that's what you want, because we all know that patterns are nothing but suggestions and we don't have to follow them. But shout out to Allan. Definitely interested in giving that a chance. But I'm looking a little bit further, and there is a straight leg, a slim straight leg, so a little bit closer, obviously. They also have a wide leg and then shorts. They have inseam lengths, very important to include here, of 28, 30, 32, 34 inches. And then their shorts, I do like that she included this too. She's giving us a little short, like we wear short shorts, yes, okay. Of a 3.5 inch inseam, as well as a 5.5 inch inseam short. And again, these are also drafted for a non-stretch denim, important to note. Then of course we've got Cashmerette. Of course we had to include hers, the Ames jeans, and my understanding is that she also dropped a new denim pattern that is exclusive for the people who have signed up for the membership. Because I'm not a member, I'm not exactly sure what it is, but if you were like, hey, I'm trying to join that membership, definitely check that out and come back and report to us, okay? Then I also found out that Bootstrap Fashion, if you're like, Bootstrap Fashion, who is that? Bootstrap Fashion, we typically see when it comes time for us to make our own dress forms that fit our body. Bootstrap Fashion, they specialize in going ahead and putting your measurements in, and then having the pattern printed directly or created for your body, okay? So they actually do have a wide leg jeans pattern, and of course it is step by step. And I love that. It is a wide leg, but it's almost like a flare. So it's got a little bit of a more fit all the way up until the knee, and then that's where the wideness comes out at. And I love that silhouette. For me personally, we all know that I love a good high-rise pant that is a little bit wide leg to pair with, of course, a crop top and possibly an oversized duster, right along the lines of my style, which in truth, I love that for me. Now, if you're like, hey girl, are there any free patterns that are out there? Of course, I'm looking out for you. We've got the Calumet jean pattern, and that is from Mood. Now listen, what I will say about Mood patterns is, yes, they are free, but they are also free for a reason. So take it with a grain of salt. Something to make sure that you check for with your Mood patterns is look at that finished measurement. Make sure that you are going ahead and you're actually measuring your pieces. Be mindful of that seam allowance, or that will definitely completely mess up your thing. Also, with any of your Mood patterns, I highly, highly, highly recommend doing a muslin. Now, y'all already know, if you watch my channel time and time again, or if you follow me on socials, I am really anti non-wearable muslin patterns. I mean, muslin creations. Why? Because I feel like it just contributes to textile waste, and I really try not to do that. What I will say though is work really hard to make those adjustments. If you are printing out the pattern, y'all already know I'm using a projector for mine, but if you're printing out that pattern, go ahead and see how that fits. Make sure that you're measuring your girth. Make sure that you're measuring your crotch curve very well, because those are going to be some of those areas that these patterns will get you caught up in. Make sure that you're checking for that finished measurement chart as well. This pattern is drafted for a non-stretch denim though, okay? Now, I had a love affair with Daughter Judy patterns last year, and it's continuing to this year. In fact, in 2024, we're giving you more Daughter Judy patterns. Also, please keep the owner in your prayers because she had a loss in her family last year. She did make it public, so this is not something that I'm sharing that she hasn't already shared. But when you lose a parent, we have no idea how that affects you. So just please keep her lifted in your positive thoughts, prayers, positive energy, whatever it is that you do. But she's got the Ames pant, and this is a more classic take on like the painter's pants. So think about like, you know, the pants that always had that little loop on the side. I never understood why they had it, but of course I'm not a painter because that's where they would stick their paintbrush. I digress. If you knew it, don't judge me, okay? But this is more of a loosey-goosey kind of fit. What I love about this is it does have some darts in the back that will take that in and give a more contoured fit to your lovely lady rump, okay? I do actually feel like this is a style that is more gender neutral. So this is something that I could absolutely see a man or a woman making based off of, and by man or woman, I say based off of your body type, body frame, right? So I do think that this is more of a gender neutral pattern. I could see anybody rocking this and rocking it well. It does also feature, of course, our belt loops. Not all of the patterns do, which I think is important to highlight. You can, let's see, it has an option to have a darted or elastic back. I did say that it does have the darts in the back, but you could also choose to go for elastic, which I actually really love for us. Then they also have the worship jeans. Now the worship jeans is actually the pant that I had committed to first. So we're going to be doing a sew along for the worship jeans, which means that I'm going to be taking you through what that looks like. Okay, I've not made my own pair of jeans before. I have made jeans patterns using other fabrics, but we're doing it. We're doing it, Peter, okay? So the worship jeans are going to be your classic, like 5-pocket rigid jeans pattern. It's going to be slim fit through the hip, of course, and then the thigh with a straight waistband. And you can choose between a straight or a flare cut leg. We already know what I'm going to go for, right? Flare all the way, baby. And so they do suggest going for heavier weight fabric that does require a little break in, and that will be fun. Now, I've heard some exceptional things about the worship jeans, which is the reason why I want to try them out. I also really love the way that Daughter Judy designs and she utilizes the darts. I think that and we sewed together the teague dress. I think I did that live on here. Maybe I did it on the Clock app. But I really love the usage of the darts. I think that it's very creative, and I love how she does that. Next up, we've got the Lore PR jeans. She came out with the Farra pants, and it is called the Farra pants, but it's a jean pattern. And these are designed for stretch denim, okay? So these are going to be your typical, nice fitted, negative ease, because again, they're designed for stretch denim. Please do not try to use this with a non-stretch denim, okay? I was in her tester group. Fantastic. It does also have the darts in the back, of course, giving that shape that will take out that gap in the back. Now, if you're like, girl, gap in the back, you must not have a big booty. But for my big booty Judy friends, okay? So you know how you have that gap that is often in the back of your jeans? Putting the darts that she has here and the darts from the jeans from Daughter Judy, it removes that gappage there. And it gives you a nice contoured fit back there, okay? So it comes in 3 different finishes. You've got your straight leg, you've got your wide leg, you've got your flare leg. This pattern is also on my to make this month because I do have some stretch denim that I got from Melanated Fabrics that is calling to be this. The final pattern that I'm going to mention is going to be the Ranger jeans, and this is actually a pattern that was designed for off of a men's pattern block, and it was designed by my dear friend Brandon from Happily Dressed, and I tested the pattern, and I do feel like it is size inclusive because it does include my sizing. He has a lot of lengths, and I actually think that his tutorial is one of the best tutorials that I have seen when it comes time to making jeans. So if you were a beginner, even though it's labeled for like an advanced or intermediate sewist, I actually think that because of how he thoroughly went through these instructions, a beginner would be able to have success with this as well. So with that concludes, I don't even know how many jeans patterns I listed, but that concludes just the jeans patterns that I feel like we need to be using for if you're interested in making a pair of jeans this January. Again, I highly recommend heading on over to sewingmystyle.com and grabbing your jeans kit that will include everything from I think it's 2 to 3 yards of denim fabric, and then of course it has all of the notions that go along with it, and it makes it just a very easy bundle, especially if this is something that intimidates you. Okay, so with that, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you have already subscribed, liked, commented, all of that jazz, and I will see you all on the next video where we're going to go ahead and discuss where to source your fabrics from.